Hey, welcome to Web3 Reviews. This is Zach. Thank you for being with us. Today is Sunday, July 7th, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to play a game of Clue and try to figure out who we think is Satoshi Nakamoto. Let's go. None of this is financial advice. I'm just an idiot on the internet talking about an invisible man who created a cryptocurrency out of thin air that you could send from one to another. Of course, being Bitcoin. Now, Satoshi Nakamoto shook up the world when Bitcoin was released. And all eyes turned to finding this national treasure being the legend himself, the creator. And it brought us to a toy maker, an old fellow named Satoshi Nakamoto, who swore it wasn't him. That poor guy. He didn't want the attention. He didn't want to be Satoshi. But he was. He is, in fact, Satoshi. Except he's not the right Satoshi. It's arguable that Satoshi's even one person at all. You get this great piece of code and you want to think one person did this? Dan Pena, famously, has shouted at us that if we knew the group that created Bitcoin, we would all be scared shitless. Now, Dan Pena lives in that world of creating fear. So you got to take everything he says with a grain of salt. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? So in 2008, we got the Bitcoin white paper, which was the original plan for Bitcoin. And then in January of 2009, we got the world's first Bitcoin transaction, which involved the receiver, Hal Finney. He downloaded the Bitcoin software the day it was released. He received 10 Bitcoins from Satoshi Nakamoto himself. So this has raised a lot of speculation that maybe Hal knew who Satoshi was. So Bitcoin's first transaction was in 2009. And then the open coins, which later renamed Ripples and then renamed XRP, came out in 2012. Now, in 2015, a gentleman named Craig Wright, who turned out not to be a gentleman at all, came out and said that he was Satoshi Nakamoto. And he dragged court cases out for years and years. From 2015, he started saying he was Satoshi Nakamoto. And then it took until May 20th, 2024, for the government, a UK judge, to smack down Craig Wright and say that he is not Satoshi Nakamoto. He was not able to produce the keys and make transactions with the original wallet, which is famously known that Satoshi owns 1 million of the 21 million Bitcoin on his wallet. And so people don't know whether he's died or whether he lost the keys or whether it was meant to stay up there forever. But it's a big mystery. So let's name some names here and try to figure out who we think the team of Satoshi could have been. If we're going with the Ripple team, this is who it may have been. Jed McCaleb, who was the co-founder of Ripple and an early cryptocurrency entrepreneur. Prior to Ripple, he was known for creating eDonkey 2000 and founding Mt. Gox, which we all know the story about Mt. Gox. There was Chris Larson, who was the other co-founder of Ripple and an experienced entrepreneur in fintech. There was David Schwartz, the CTO at Ripple Labs, which was formerly OpenCoin. Schwartz oversaw the technical development of Ripple's consensus algorithm and blockchain infrastructure. His background in cryptography and secure communication systems was crucial to Ripple's technological advancements. There was Ryan Fugger, the founder of RipplePay, the precursor to Ripple. Then there was Arthur Brito and Evan Schwartz. Now, Arthur Brito is really interesting because he is the ghost of Ripple. There's really no pictures of Arthur Brito on the internet. It's pretty interesting, but if you look at what he's doing now, he serves as president and board member of Polysign. We have a ghost being Arthur Brito, and we have a ghost being Satoshi Nakamoto. And then we have Jed McCaleb, whose hands were literally in everything. Think about this. He helped create Ripple. He helped create XLM. He helped create Mt. Gox. This guy's insane. His hand has been in everything. Who is Jed McCaleb? I'll tell you this. Some people like to call him Jed the Fed. Why was Jed the only one not sued in the Ripple Lab lawsuit when he was openly selling XRP every week under the moniker Taco Stand? Why was he the only one? Jed the Fed, baby. Jed the Fed. And then you see that some internet sleuths did some research and found the IP address which the first Bitcoin block was sent from. And then they did the same thing for the Ripple OG block. And it's the same IP address somewhere in Arizona. Either have to be being trolled or it's all a psyop. Which to me, that might roll into it of what is Bitcoin. Bitcoin could have been a psyop. It was a failed project and they already had the solution in their back pocket. Back to the task at hand. Who is Satoshi? People poke fun at Brad G and at David Schwartz about this all the time, saying, could Ripple have been Satoshi? And neither of them say no. They just come out and laugh and say, well, does it even matter at this point? Because here's the thing is Bitcoin was the first iteration and XRP was the second. And if we look at Ripple's partners, I think that we'll see that that's the truth. Where Bitcoin was supposed to be a monetary value that you could send, it failed. And now it's a store of value. Who is Satoshi? Where are his 1 million tokens? Will we ever find out? And does it matter? I don't know, but it's fun to think about. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Ripple. I'm a fan of what they're up to. I like XRP. Thank you all for being with us. Web3 Reviews. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you think is Satoshi. Until next time.